KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV,
Dark in
MTK.
here, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of
Looks
light.
good up there, though.
But they can see your face, so
That's the main thing.
it's all good. He who dares.
He who dares. He who dares because... Do you want it?
Who thought of the name? I know you nicked it.
I
Obviously.
told Bellew that I was going to do it, and he was like... He said he's going to wear his Rodney Trotter coat. But that's what it was. You know, you've achieved everything. You've won British, Commonwealth, European, World Championships. You've beaten David Hay twice in 2 big pay-per-view shows. So you're done. Or do you dare? Do you dare to take on Usyk for all the marbles and go down as a pound-for-pound great? And the answer was fucking absolutely. So we're here in the fight of the year. Usyk against Bellew. And it is fight of the year. It's going to be just an incredible, incredible night.
He comes across as a little bit of a nutcase.
Usyk?
Yeah.
Complete nutcase.
Complete nutcase.
Genius. Tough as nails. Yeah. I mean, you can't really dislike him because he's very likeable. He's very quirky. Like I said, he's a genius. And this is a very, very tough fight for Tony Bellew. But you know, if you underestimate Bellew or you think he's not going to be a player in this fight, you're very, very wrong because he believes he's going to win. He has the ability to knock anybody out in the division. He's full of confidence. He has much more professional ring experience than Usyk, but he's without doubt an underdog in this fight because Usyk is brilliant. Brilliant. First ever undisputed fight in Britain.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Stat, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, 4-belt undisputed fight.
Right,
You probably
4
go
belts.
back to like when there was 2 belt, you know, but this is the first ever 4-belt undisputed fight in Britain.
Win or lose, will this definitely be Bellew's last
Yes.
fight? That's
Because
a
his
confident
missus will
yes.
kill me otherwise. Why would you want to fight after this? You know, if he can, his career has been sensational. He will go down as a great British fighter. You win this, you go down as one of the greatest British fighters of all time. You go down as a pound-for-pound great. All of a sudden, you are in the top 3 pound-for-pound in world boxing. And we're talking about Tony Bellew. We're talking about the internet collapsing if he beats Usyk on November the 10th. Because he's gone from this sort of loudmouth scouser to, like I said, a legend if he can beat Usyk.
Tickets go on sale.
Yeah, most have gone. I mean, I knew this would happen because you've got 19,000 tickets or something like that. Time you've done fighter comps, media, sponsors, you probably got 17,500 to sell. We did about, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 on Fight Pass, so that leaves you with 13,000. I think there was 3,000 on StubHub face value, 9,000 or so on general sale, and of course they're going to go very quickly. So I've had a few abusive tweets, but this is why really we needed 40,000 for this big fight. And obviously, if you want a £40 ticket and there's 2,000 £40 tickets, or 1,500 £40 tickets available, obviously they're going to go very, very quickly. So there are still tickets available at the higher end. But unfortunately, this is an absolute huge fight where really we needed 40 or 50,000 tickets.
Just want to flash back to Saturday night. A couple of contrasting things said. I just want you to kind of get your thoughts on it. So you said the focus after Joshua's win over Povetkin was to kind of get all the belts.
Yeah.
You would have seen Joshua say afterwards that even if Wilder was to lose to Fury, that he would still
he still wants to fight Wilder. He still
fight.
wants to fight him because he wants
Does that not suggest that he doesn't want the Tyson Fury fight?
No, not at all.
But
Because
Tyson
Fury would have a
wins,
rematch clause.
right.
So he can't fight him next anyway. So he wants to knock Deontay Wilder spark out. He looks at Fury as a bit of a joke. That's him.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
So he'll fight Fury, of course he will. If people by now don't believe that Anthony Joshua will fight anyone, then they're tits. So he looks at Fury as just a bit of a joker. I see the tweet yesterday, like with a clown. You know, that's how he sees him. He wants to knock Deontay Wilder spark out. He don't really think I want to knock Fury spark out. He'll do it, but really our focus is on, yes, the undisputed fight, but yes, Wilder as well. But don't get me wrong, number one priority, the undisputed championship. So if that has to be Fury, but again, I mean, someone told me that Ben Davison has said that there's a two-way rematch clause in this fight. If that is true, then Deontay Wilder needs to get his brain examined. He's giving a voluntary defence to Tyson Fury, and he's scuppering an undisputed fight. If this is a two-way rematch, Deontay Wilder don't even want to fight Anthony Joshua, as far as I'm concerned. So the media told me that that's what Ben Davison said today. I don't know if he knows the ins and outs, but we'll see. And
what will you do now, though, as in planning for April 13th?
My old man is having a meeting with Shelley Finkel, first week of October. They're going to sit down and they're going to try and do a deal, subject to Fury winning.
Right.
And if it can get done, then great. If not, we move on and we look to fight someone else on April the 13th.
You see, you put a poll out yesterday.
Yeah.
And obviously
and
it was heavily
won.
influenced by Wilder and then Fury, and then a small percentage for Dylan White. But that could be the realistic possibility, surely.
It is. I mean, we can't fight Fury next because he'll have a rematch clause. So really, our options are Wilder or White. Really. Gerald Miller, you know, others, Usyk, who knows, you know. But I think realistically, that's the two options: Wilder or White. And I think either way, you're going to get another huge night.
When would you look to kind of? When do you want to know his opponent? Before the end of the year?
Oh yeah, no, of course. That's why we're not waiting until December to try and negotiate. We can wait to find out till that fight if it's definitely Wilder, but we want a deal in place if he wins. 2 months, something like that.
2 months.
Josh will start his camp right at the turn of the year, so he'll want to know by probably November, early December, something like that. But it's not like to that fight and then start negotiating the Wilder fight. How long do you think the negotiations will take for the Wilder fight? Like 2 months. So we have to start now.
Are you waiting till your dad's gone and spoken to Shelley before you do the improved offer? Or are you going to do that before?
I'm not sure. I think they need to have a meeting rather than email each other. Because Shelley just sends these condescending emails and saying we don't want the fight, yet we've sent signed contracts, yet we're asking for meetings. So he can't really turn down a meeting. He looked ridiculous. So,
but he hasn't turned down a meeting.
No, he said, you know, first of all, he said, I don't think you want the fight, and send an offer and we'll consider it. And what we're saying is, can we have a meeting to discuss it? So if they say no, I think it's pretty obvious they don't want the fight. But like he can't say to my old man, you don't want the fight, and then we send them a signed contract on all the terms that they've already agreed. If they sign that contract, it's legally binding. We can't get out of it. We've sent them the signed contract. So, like, this just gets boring now. So let them have a meeting, get face to face, try and make that fight for April.
But you're saying that even if Fury beats Wilder, then that's not a realistic fight?
No, of course. But he can't. He'll have a rematch clause.
Right.
So there's no point even considering it. Of course, Joshua will fight Fury. Come on. Like, look at his resume. He's different league. Fucking biggest star in world boxing, mate. This geezer Joshua, he's the fucking boy. He's the boy. I watched that back yesterday. Mate, he soaked it up, he broke him up to the body, and he absolutely beat the granny out of him.
Any updates on either Brooke Khan or White Chisora in the last day or two?
They're later on today.
Which one?
Nothing really on Brooke Khan yet, and White Chisora we're working on. I've got a call with Dillian later today.
Still a possibility for the 22nd?
It will be December 22nd in my opinion.
Give me like a 1 out of 10 that fight happens.
8, 9.
Oh, really? So what's the hold up with Brooke Khan then? What's the problem there?
Nothing, really. Just looking at Pacquiao stuff, and just there isn't any major movement.
Okay.
Sorry, mate.
No,
you only asked me a day ago.
I'm just asking.
I'm just telling you again.
When are you announcing your new signing?
Which one?
The big signing that you spoke about last week. Possibly headlining your November 17th card in.
Oh, right. No. The new signing would be headlining December card. November 17 is... Oh, there's still a new signing, yeah. But not as big as the one in December.
Is he here today?
What, is it Lomachenko? No. You get me in trouble. Right, we're going to start this press here. Yeah?
Alright, you've got nothing else you can give me?
Mate, I spoke to you yesterday.
Oh, it actually was yesterday?
Yeah, it was. So... Like, oh Ed, fucking hell, have you not done anything on Sunday after the Joshua fight? You're really slacking.
Well, you're 24 hours. Pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, it didn't break the record, but looks like it's over the mill. So I'm happy.
Not bad.
I know, I wanted it to be 1.2, but it's incredible, still incredible. Okay. Not as many as Parker, but decent, deep.
Okay. You're in Jeddah this week?
I am, yeah. Go on Thursday.
Thursday.
And then to Chicago.
I'm going to be following you around a lot over the next
coming
couple of
Chicago?
weeks. I'm going Jeddah and Chicago.
Yeah, come on.
Yes, bruv. All right.
All right.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Right, we're going to do these after the press here, because we're going to start.